So this is Bethany the boss. If you guys, like I said, don't know already, you cannot say her name without the boss afterwards. She's absolutely incredible, high energy, just contagious, just a contagious person to be around. So I'm going to let her have the floor and just share with us all of the things that she can share with us within the next 30 minutes or so. We could try and keep it 30 minutes, but we typically go over. That's just the reality of it. But go ahead, take it away.
All right, you guys. Well, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Bethany the boss, and I just want to say thank you for asking me to speak, because it's been a minute since I've shared my story with a bunch of people that probably haven't heard my story, so that's pretty cool. It's funny because the boss started from when I was a toddler. I used to call myself Bethy the boss, and it probably wasn't for the same reason. I just thought I was grown and a badass or something, I don't know, and I always had this stank face about me. My mom used to be embarrassed to introduce me to people because I just didn't really let people in. I guess I'm still kind of like that, but I try to let people know that that's what they're gonna get first thing, and then when I get comfortable, I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But I've been thriving actually for 6 years now, consistently. May will be 6 years, and before Thrive, I'm a mom of three. I've been with my husband since I was 20 years old. I'm going to be 32 this year, 33 this year. I don't know, something like that. Average around 32, 33, something like that. And we were at a, let's bring it back. When we got together, we were doing very well for our age, okay? We were doing our own thing in a nice apartment. I'm telling you, this apartment, you park and you can go this elevator that gets you right into your living room. We were balling, okay? A lot of people might not know that, but we were balling a little bit. And when we decided to when we found out we had kids, because it wasn't oh, let's have kids. We were having kids. When we found out we were starting our family, we wanted to do things the right way. Work a regular job, not do anything that would get anybody in trouble. So I'm just going to keep it at that for now. And that ended up being harder than the lifestyle we were living. So, doing these regular jobs, trying to be a nail tech, I didn't really have clients. I was bringing in probably $300 in a weekly check. And when you're trying to build a family and pay for diapers and, feed your little family that you're starting, that's obviously not a lot. My husband was trying to find jobs that a regular man would have, a job at a furniture store, moving around furniture, a regular job. We were used to different things, different type of lifestyle. And, we were making it work. But again, we were so used to not having to make it work. We decided that we wanted to always have one of us home. We didn't want to have another person raise our kid. That was something that we wanted to work towards before we had any other opportunity shared with us or anything like that. But it ended up happening. We manifested that, even though we couldn't afford that, because Mark wasn't comfortable with working where he was working. So I was working a good 6 to 7 days a week, trying to make our new lifestyle just work. There was times where I had all this on my shoulder, of not being able to afford certain things for our family. And I wouldn't tell Mark. My husband did not know that we weren't making enough to cover certain things. I would ask my sister and I would ask my mom, can you give me a couple bucks for diapers? And that's hard to admit. It's hard to say that out loud. And my husband didn't know we were struggling that bad, because for so long, he took care of us. And I wanted to be that backbone. I wanted to be you know what? That's not the lifestyle you want to do. You're manning up and trying to do this for our family. So I want you to stay home, and I'm going to try to make this work. So we manifested Mark to stay home. We were struggling really bad. I was able to finally build up my nail brand, and I started bringing in a lot more money. I worked Instagram in a way to bring people towards me, to meet all the hashtags and everything, nails by Bethany, Cape Coral Nails and all that. So everybody in Southwest Florida knows me for nails. There's a lot of girls that I ended up signing up that are in her tribe that have either gotten nails done by me or they were trying to get in. They throw that in my face. I was trying to get in with you, girl, but So I was able to build my brand, and Mark was able to get a better, like, steady, regular job. Now we were able to kind of work it so somebody was always home, but then we weren't. We didn't really have a relationship. You know what I mean? So we're building our little family. I got two boys back to back. At this point, I have baby number three. Baby number three, I'm a little bit older. I'm tired. I'm not losing the weight as quick as I did before. I'm still working crazy hours, still don't have a relationship with my husband. And then, when we are together at night, he's like, "Hey, gonna go play video games or whatever." Video games. It sounds so weird, like grown ass man. I'm gonna go play video games with my friends. I'm gonna go play video games with my guys, and I'm not gonna be like, "Well, no, hang out with me." That is so messed up to, like, be that bitter wife, like, stay home with me, like. So I just let him. I never shared that, struggling with paying bills. I never shared that I felt alone. I never shared that I was at a place where it was just me and the kids. Sometimes I felt like I didn't have, I kind of kept myself away from friends and family. A lot of people didn't know that I was in a dark place. I didn't even know that I was in a dark place. I didn't know that there was such thing as depression. Like, growing up, we don't talk about that stuff. I'm Black and Puerto Rican, and you don't talk about either in either of those cultures. You don't talk about that stuff. So, anybody that said anxiety or depression, I thought they were being dramatic. I didn't believe them. But looking back now, it's like I was there. That was a little bit of that depression, dark place, anxiety. I was there and I didn't know what to call it. Um, at My daughter was about to be 1 year old because her birthday's in June. I saw a friend posting about using this product. She was losing weight. She was feeling good. I'm like, oh, good for her, whatever. Scroll. Now if I see, oh, I'm losing weight, I'd be like, yes, queen, get it. You look fabulous. Oh, girl. No, I was not in no mood to cheer her on. I said, in my mind, you look great. Scroll. Good for her. Scroll. That I was watching Facebook after a long day of work, hiding from my family in the bathroom, scrolling, low-key hating on people that were living their best life. um, I think it was maybe the next day or a couple days later, I saw that same friend after a long day of work, again hiding from my family in the bathroom, the family that were working so hard to stay home and build that relationship with and always be around for them, but I'm hiding from them in the bathroom. And that same friend popped up, but she had a different post this time. She was talking about how good she felt and how energized she was. And her daughter were with big smiles on the floor, rolling around, having fun after a long day of work. And her daughter's the same age as mine. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's what people my age do? Wait, you still have energy? You still feel good? I'm over here with my Monster Energy drink and my extra large dark roasted caramel coffee with 2 turbo shots of espresso, and I can't even say hello to my family when I get home. And you're rolling on the floor playing with them? Say what? So that's when I hit her up and I'm like, what are you doing? Tell me all the things. She told me all the things, and I can show you right now. It's the largest, longest message on Facebook I had ever seen in my life. She told me all the things that are in it, all the things that it does, how she got started, her friend Dana Chuva from this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who's Dana Chuva? I never heard about Thrive before. I never was somebody that paid attention to people using supplements. I didn't know about any of that. So it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't that I didn't believe her that it didn't work. It was just more, I didn't believe I was worth spending that amount of money on myself. At the time, I finally built up my brand that I could spend the money on myself. But you're so accustomed into thinking like, I gotta keep this money. I gotta keep this money because I don't know if tomorrow's gonna be okay. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to feed them. I don't know if I gotta keep this money because of diapers. I gotta keep this money because of rent. We were making it. We were doing pretty well at this point. But it takes a lot sometimes as parents, if you can afford it or if you can't afford it, to invest in yourself and to invest in your health. And then when you think about it, well, damn, I'm spending $7 a day at Dunkin' Donuts. I guess I can afford $5 a day on this Thrive stuff. Okay, sis, whatever, let's do this. But it wasn't right away. She had to follow up with me for a couple of days. She followed up on perfect day. It was a Sunday, and I know for a fact it was a Sunday. I even, after telling my story a couple months ago, I look back on the date. It was a Sunday in 2015 that I ordered. It was a day that I was off from the salon and I was momming from the bed. It wasn't super early. I don't know where my kids were or what they were doing. I know my husband was off playing football or basketball. My daughter wasn't even one yet. I don't know what she was doing. That's a problem. So that's where I was living my life from. I was tired and I hadn't even gone to work that day. I was tired. And she messaged me on the perfect day. So those follow-ups, it doesn't matter if you talked to them the day before or you're scared, you're nervous. You don't know if that person needs you to do that last follow-up. All right. I needed it and I was ready. So, I started this because I wanted to feel better. I knew I needed something. I just didn't know what it was. I knew that feeling jittery first thing in the morning wasn't okay. I knew that feeling bloated and just like, it's almost like an outer body experience. Like, oh, this is me now. Like, I guess this is me now. I'm a little bit older. I guess you don't care. I don't have to care about my body because I'm, in a long-term relationship. So here, this is what you got, Betty. This is what you get. So I'm so glad she did follow up with me. If anything, the girl that signed me up, she ended up, following up with me and staying in touch with me for a while. But she started me on her 14 days. I signed up as a promoter. Um, because I knew I wanted to thrive for free. So she's like, if you're going to get two people, might as well run after 14-day bonuses. I was one order away from hitting VIP 800. And we were so new. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know like tips and tricks to make sure you finish that VIP. But I was still having fun. I was still loving my experience. I was still sharing. I was still thriving for free. I've never not thrived for free. That was my goal. And I kept that. Um, so it was about a year, guys, that I was thriving and just having fun. And I was 4K for a year. Uh, we went to Palooza, and it wasn't Palooza then, it was just convention or whatever. And it opened my eyes to see that so many people from all different types of walks of life. Like that's always been something that kind of holds me back even till this day. I'm not like a college, graduate or anything. Out of high school, I for a year or two, I didn't do anything. I went into Cosmo. Sometimes you think, well, can I talk to just anybody about this? Like, are they going to look at me like I don't know what I'm doing? But there's so many different types of people that do this business and they're successful just because they wanted more out of life. They just wanted to feel better. They wanted more energy. They wanted more for their family. They just wanted to be able to pay for the diapers. And that's what opened my eyes. So anybody that isn't going to convention, if you have a really a great excuse to not go, okay, whatever. But I'm telling you, Palooza is huge. Palooza will open my eyes to want to run after more, to realize that I am capable, that if those people can do it, why can't I? Why can't I create this life that I want for my family? So we were 4K for a whole year. And then the month after convention, we went 12K. And that was huge for us because we only ever had one car. We're able to, pay for a luxury vehicle at that point. We were bringing in more money for our family, which just at the time we were already bringing in more money because I built up my brand. But it just opened my eyes to what all I can achieve because I was right before Thrive. I was more down on myself. I was more in a dark place. But once you start getting those little wins, like, wow, I really can do this. Wow, I really can do this. So back then it was when I finally hit that rank, they threw out these rank advancements, like the big ones that are similar to the ones they have now. So we, as soon as they let that out, I only hit 12K, but that was that confidence boost that I needed. And they said, okay, well, if you can do that, or if you can do 40K, you're going to get $40,000 rank advancement bonus. And there was no doubt in my mind that our team wasn't going to grow there. We were just a 12K team. It was just that bit of confidence, that drive, that determination. And that's another bonus cherry on the top that like the 3 steps have given me, is just that confidence. There's so many moms out there that need that little bit of confidence in themselves. That's part of my message. Like, I just want to help build other women's confidence. There's so many people that don't believe in themselves for so many different ways. They let people talk down on them. And I'm just like, it's mind blowing to me how people let family members, friends, coworkers, bosses talk down on them. And they really believe it. They make themselves believe that they're unworthy, that they're not worthy to try something different, to try something new. They're not worthy to show up as their self. There was a long time that I was faking it till I made it. So I thought with Le-Vel. I was seeing other leaders and how they would speak and present their self and how they would show up. but it's never gonna, that message will never be received. And if it is, it's not gonna be your people receiving it. So the whole business, that whole leg, that whole promoter running with you, that's not really you, is fraud. And you're gonna lose them. You won't be able to keep them. And that's what happened to me. We hit 40K. We got that rank advancement, but guess what? I only got the payout for so many months because I lost my whole team. I lost business partners with my salon that I built up with a partnership. The partnership ended. We opened up a fitness studio and a salon. So I lost those two businesses because I decided I did not want to be in a toxic partnership. I lost more than half of my Le-Vel team. I felt like I was starting from scratch, guys. So I was on this high horse of hitting everything, achieving all the things, getting these bonuses, that confidence. I built that confidence, and then I lost it all, just like that. I tell everybody I was jumping from cloud 9 to cloud 10 on my unicorns and my rainbows, but I lost it all. And then it was probably almost a year of me just being down. I went to Palooza that year too. And I feel bad for anybody that came with me because I was so negative. I remember they threw out bonuses that I couldn't even achieve. Oh, Le-Vel threw out these bonuses that aren't even for me. They totally skipped my rank. Is this even for me? I was so down and I had such a negative energy. Every time I would be on Zooms talking to my team, like they could feel it. You would see less and less people popping on because they could feel it. They could feel the hurt. They could feel that being anxious and desperation. They could feel that. So I lost it all and I had to start from scratch again. I was a 4K. Woo! I had to be humbled. I lost it all, you guys. I was barely a 4K for a long time. And when I tell you I lost businesses, multiple businesses. I lost relationships, and I ended up losing my mother right before our wedding. And that put me in a dark place again. So that's when, it wasn't until more recently, because my mom's been passed, it's going to be 3 years. It wasn't more recent that I acknowledged that depression is real. When I realized I'm back in my bed again and I don't want to get out. I'm back to pushing people away again. I had people that were ready to order and I didn't even answer their messages. So guys, you can go up and down and up and down. You can get to all these high ranks, and those ranks don't mean nothing if you're not being yourself. Those ranks don't mean nothing if you can't check yourself and check your mentality and your mindset, because you can lose it like that. I had to wake up one day and decide, this is not me. This is not the life I want to live. And this is not, my mom would not be okay with this. My kids are not okay with this. My husband, God bless him for sticking around during that dark time, because I didn't even want to talk to him again. I was dark. I was lost. I was scared. I was confused. I didn't know. I was, going to work super part-time. We're back to just making it money-wise again. So I had to decide, snap out of it. And, I started this. I can build it up again. There's other people that need this. These 3 steps are powerful. These 3 steps helped me when I do them. When I wasn't getting out of my bed, it's because I wasn't doing my steps. We all know that. Our jumper cables, we call them jumper cables for a reason. And somebody needs to hear my story. I started sharing about losing my mom. I started sharing about what was really going on with me. It wasn't rainbows and unicorns anymore. It wasn't just the highlight reels. I was sharing what was really going on with me, and then realizing there were so many other people that needed to hear my story. They needed that part of me because they were going through that too, because it was familiar for them. And that's how you will build your team and your people, and you will attract them when you give that part of you, when you get vulnerable, when you share the real you and you're not trying to fake it till you make it. I was showing up with like, hey guys, like changing my voice and everything. That's so embarrassing because Mark would make fun of me every time. Like, don't change yourself for anybody. It's never going to be worth it. I don't care if you got to show up for a year straight, showing up as you, as the most comfortable you. and only being 4K for that whole year, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be so worth it, because your people are going to come as long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're showing up and being genuinely you and wanting to help other people with your story. Other people that feel that same pain and feel that same hurt that you've been through, those struggle that you've been through. That's what people relate to. They don't relate to the 3 steps and feeling amazing. Not so many people feel as amazing as we do, okay? They can't relate. They don't relate to that yet. They will, but they want to hear your story. They want to hear your why. And why is not just family. Yes, that's huge. Our family's huge, but dig deep. Dig deep. Be you, and don't let anybody discourage you, your journey, because everything is meant to get you through your path to where you're supposed to go, guys. That's pretty much all I got. Did you want me to cover anything else?
No, I'm like, my eyes are all sweating and I have chills and I'm just like, hormones. Ugh. No, it was perfect. I loved everything. I feel like I don't really know what else I could have you. So what rank are you at right now? What are you going for right now?
All right. So, oh yeah. So we hit 40K, and
Okay.
then I lost the whole team. So at the end of 2019, that was when I decided, all right, I need to dig deep and find somebody that wants to do this business again. I need to find somebody that's still thriving. And I found a friend that she was still showing me her before and after. She was still excited. She was more excited than I was at that point. And I'm like, you know what, girl, let's run you. Let's share your story. You're amazing. Your transformation is amazing. And I helped uplift that friend. Her name is Samantha, and she just hit 40K last month. So we built up our team again, and we're going 80K. We're way over track for 80K rank advancement,
I
20
love it.
to 40K rank advancement, and yeah, we're going to be a 200K team. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
To have leaders that are
Yeah.
like, I want to go to the top. I want to be 200K. That was never a thing for me. So, 2020 and this year, like, we have leaders that want it too. And it's super amazing. And I love watching all of them hit their goals.
I love it. There's like nobody. I mean, I can name a couple people who are just as deserving, but I just feel like you are so deserving of 200K. I have actual chills. I'm like, I'm gonna get choked up if I keep talking, so we're not gonna do that. But I'm super excited to hug you at Palooza. And like she said, if you do not have the best excuse to miss Palooza, don't miss Palooza. I've only been to one, and it was incredible. Even Jared's excited because he saw the clips from the previous Paloozas, and he heard Q and Tommy talk last Thursday, and he heard that oh God, who was that? Emmett Smith spoke at one Palooza, and he was like, wait, hold on, y'all get down like that at Palooza?
We have too
And I
much
was like,
fun.
yeah, we do. And so he's like, I'm actually excited to go now. So yeah, don't miss Palooza. It's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to see everybody achieve their goals. I absolutely love your story. I adore your story so much, and I am so grateful that you hopped on tonight and shared with us. If anybody had any questions, let's see, let me check the chat real quick before we hop off and see if there are any questions. I think everybody's just like in chills. Tracy's gonna fangirl over you, which is no surprise. She said, you've been warned.
I love it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys listening in. And there's always so much that I'm like, dang, I should have said this. I forgot to say this. But I hope the message was received.
I think it was. I think there were plenty of people on here that needed to hear exactly what you said. And I think it really struck some hearts and chills and tears and all of the things.
Love you guys.
So, thank you. Love you.